Hi students, today we are going to talk about a new chapter in our 8th class physical science. That is chapter number 9, electrical conductivity of liquids. That is what we are going to discuss. See, in newspapers or television news or in our through WhatsApp groups or in YouTube channels, I will discuss about different news that the farmers get electric shocked when they are working in the fields, and our mother or grandmother or father or grandfather or any elder will caution us when to not to touch the electric heater when it is immersed in the water. They will caution us, okay, due to there is a chance of getting the electric shock. Now that confirms that whenever we are touching an electric switch or any fuse or any electric appliance through the wet hands, there is a chance of getting electric shocks. Shows the electricity can pass through the liquids, or certain liquids allow the electric current to pass through them. Okay, and in our previous classes we studied about substances or any material that allows to pass electric current through them are called electric conductors. Okay, the electric conductors, the substances or the materials that allows electric current to pass through them are called as electric conductors. So best example, if you talk about iron, okay, iron is a very good electric conductor. Copper, okay, zinc is a very good electric conductor. These are aluminum is a very good electric conductor. These all are the very good electric conductors where they are allowing the electric current to pass through them. Okay, suppose if I take the paper, or if I take any plastic, or if you take chalk piece or a cloth, okay, they will not allow the electric current to pass through them. Such type of material or such type of substances we call as insulators. Okay, and these are the conductors. If we discuss about this as conductor, and poor or bad conductors, or we have one more name as insulators. Okay, poor as bad conductors or insulators we call as some materials or certain substances, they will not allow the electric current to pass through them. Okay, such some type of substances they will not allow, or materials, okay, they will not allow the electric current to pass through them. Okay, that not allows to them are called poor conductors or bad conductors or insulators. They are called as poor conductors or bad conductors or insulators. The best examples of that we discussed. Now, as per the textbook, if you go with that activity 1, we have an activity 1. I hope you understood what is meant by conductors and poor conductors or bad conductors and insulators. What is that? Now, as per the textbook, if we discuss, there is activity 1. In page number 119, we have a activity 1, that is testing the materials to know which allows the electric current to pass through it. Okay, so as per the textbook, we will go with that activity 1. So activity 1 shows that the aim of the activity 1 is testing the materials that allows the electric current or electricity to pass through them. pass through. This is what we have. Now to do this, materials required, we have so many, we can take the materials required segments. So we need different connecting wires, we need some connecting wires, we need a cardboard, we need some pins. And more precise, we need different samples. Okay, we need different samples for checking whether they are acting like conductors or whether they are insulated. We need different samples, like I'm writing samples. All needed. Connecting wires we needed. Connecting wires. A dry cell we need, or a battery. Dry cell we need. A cardboard. Cardboard we need, pins we need, okay, pins we need, and more precise, different samples. Different samples we need. What are the samples? As iron nail, some iron nail, aluminium sheet, copper wire, eraser, paper, pencil lid, so many items. Eraser, the items what we have in our availability. Suppose chalk piece, a straw, so pen. That is pen, the pen, a refill. The materials which are available, or we can access them. That all such type of materials we should collect to conduct this activity. Okay, so we can take so many plastic items, plastic mugs, nails, eraser, paper, chalk piece, some iron nails, aluminium sheets, copper wires. Iron wires, bending wires, something like that. Okay, and safety pins. You can take the safety pins. You can take the Allen pins. Whatever is accessible for us to collect it, we can take that to conduct this activity. Okay, these are all the materials required. Now, what is the setup to conduct this activity? What is the setup of this conducting this activity? Let's discuss here. See, we have to take a cardboard. We have to take a cardboard. Upon this cardboard, insert two pins. Some pins, okay, assume pin A and B, name that pin A and B. Okay, now place a battery here, connect a battery here. This one end, positive end, connect to this one, and one end you connect to a bulb. Another end of the battery connect to a bulb, and with the help of connecting wires, connect to this pin B. This is the setup. Now, will the bulb goes? And it is a battery. The positive or negative. Will the bulb goes now? Definitely not, because this is an open circuit. As there is some gap between A and B, this is acting like an open circuit. This acts as an open circuit. Now, as this is an open circuit, definitely the bulb will not do. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to insert the samples one by one what we have collected and check whether the bulb glows or not. First, for example, if I keep iron nail such that it is touching A and B, suppose. If I keep iron nail such that they are touching A and B. Okay, that the iron nail which is helpful for touching this A and B, while keeping that, if the bulb glows, it acts, then it is called as a conductor, good conductor. Suppose if I take that iron nail and if I keep an eraser here or any plastic item, will the bulb glow? Definitely not. Okay. So as the plastic is not making the bulb to glow, that confirms that the electricity from this battery is not passing through that plastic, okay, which makes the bulb to glow. So as the plastic is not allowing the electricity to pass through it, is considered, that confirms that it is a bad conductor, bad or poor conductor, or it is called as insulator. Bad or poor conductor, or it is called as insulators. Okay. So one by one we are going to, from the samples whatever we have collected, one by one we are going to keep, okay, one by one we are going to keep in between these two pins, pin A and pin B. If that allows the electric current to pass through it, they are considered as very good conductors. If the electricity is not passing through them, they are called as insulators. So all of you, I hope you understood that what to do. This is the procedure what we are going to do. Now in the observation segment, what is that our observation? By selecting or by checking that sample, by keeping the samples in between A and B, what did we observe? What did we observe? What is our observation in this activity? We are going to write in the table, okay, which is given in page number 120 according to the textbook what I have in my hand. Page number 120, table number 1. Everyone take this page number 120, table number 1. So first it is been given iron nail. Everyone open page number 120, table number 1. It has been given as page first object. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. The first column it is been given. So this is the experimental setup. So in first column, in column number 1, first column, we have serial number. Next column we have object. What is the object that we are taking, and what is the material? What is the material used? Whether the bulb glows, yes or no? Okay, yes or no? We have right. Bulb glows, yes or no? Or good conductor or bad conductor. Good conductor or bad conductor, that is what we have to fill in this table number 1 in page number 120. Okay, already we discussed which in that experimental setup, whenever we are touching this pin A and pin B, if that sample is, when we keep that sample in between the two, if they are allowing that electric current to city through pass through it, the bulb glows. If the bulb glows, then they are considered as good conductors. Okay, now concentrate here. Number 1, serial number 1 we are talking about. Nail is being given, iron nail. Already these two options have been already filled. Okay, the materials is used is iron, and when the bulb glows, yes, whether the bulb glows, if it considered, yes, the bulb glows, and so as the bulb is glowing, it is considered as good conductor. Actually, as per the concern of the time, I am writing as a GC good conductors, but you write good conductors in the table, full form. Okay, now eraser. Eraser made up of rubber. Eraser has been given, it is made up of rubber. Okay, rubber, will the bulb glows? No. So bad conductor, please see, it's a bad conductor. Now like that, we can take any samples. Suppose if I third one, if I keep a paper. Paper is made up of plant cellulose. Okay, it is made up of plant cellulose. So it will not glow. Whether the bulb glows, no. So it's a bad conductor. Now it is for. See, you can write anything. You can write any content material what you want to write. Okay. Suppose if I take a chalk piece. Chalk piece made up of calcium carbonate. Chalk piece is made up of calcium carbonate. The bulb doesn't glow. Okay. It's a bad conductor. It's a bad conductor. Now if I take copper wire. Copper wire made up of copper. Yes, bulb glows. Okay, very good conductor. Now if I take a plastic pen made up of plastic or pen cap otherwise. Pen cap, it is made up of plastic. No, it is a bad conductor. Okay, or pencil lead. If I take pencil lead, see, very interesting thing that we notice in the case of pencil lead, it is made up of graphite. Graphite is one type of carbon compound. What is that graphite and carbon compound? You have a very good explanation in your higher classes in 10th class and all. If that pencil lead is made up of a graphite, we predict that the bulb won't glow when we keep a pencil lead in between A and B. That is our prediction. But we notice that the bulb glows here. Yes, the bulb glows. Okay, so it is a good conductor. Pencil lead is a good conductor. Not only this, we have total 7. We can enhance our list by adding so many. We can write here we can write a straw, we can write safety pin, we can write any aluminium sheet, or we can take so many zinc container, or so many. We can enhance our list. Not only this is not this, and simple conclusion is that the materials which allows the electric current to pass through them are called as good conductors, and the materials which are not allowing the electric current to pass through them are called as bad conductors or poor conductors or insulators. So among this is iron nail is a good conductor, eraser is a bad conductor, paper is a bad conductor, chalk is a bad conductor, copper wire is a good conductor, pencil cap is a bad conductor, and pencil lead is a very good conductor. So these are the conductors. Okay, these all are solid substances. We are discussing about the solid substances. This is one recap. Already we have learned about this in your 6th class and 7th class about these conductors and insulators. As per the name suggests, now these all are solid. And after this, we come to a conclusion that what are conductors and what are insulators after this discussion. Now, as per the name suggestion of that electric conductivity of liquids. Now, which type of liquids or what type of liquids allow the electric current to pass through them, or does liquids allow the electric current to pass through them? Now, what makes that which type of liquids are going to allow the electric conductors to pass electricity to pass through them, and which are not allowing the electricity to pass through them? That is what we are going to discuss under activity 2. I hope you understood this about this. Now we will talk about activity 2, that is electric conductivity of liquids. See, now we are going to talk about activity 2. Activity 2, the aim of the activity 2 is electric conductivity of liquids. Okay, we are going to discuss about electric conductivity of liquids. So for this, we need different materials. Again, same materials require segments. To talk about materials require segment, connecting wires we need. Wires, one LED. So in that previous activity also, we forgot to write LED there. Bulb or LED, something we mentioned. Okay, connecting wires, LED, a cell or dry cell or a battery, and we need a cap of injection bottle cap, a rubber injection bottle cap we need. See, this is a rubber cap which will be placed in for the injection bottles, and some pins, 2 pins we need, or copper pins or any pins, 2 copper pins or some pins, odd pins. We need pins and different samples of liquid, different sample liquids. We have different sample liquids like distilled water, drinking water, lemon juice, okay, lemon juice, milk, salt solution, or vinegar, like that. So all whatever the liquids available, or coconut oil, whatever the liquid samples available for us, that samples we have to collect. Okay, these are the materials required. And experimental setup, if you talk about experimental setup, how it will be, so take the rubber cap, clean the rubber cap properly, clean the rubber cap, and invert it such that upside down, where such type of there is a provision to fill some liquids in this cap. Okay, this is one type of rubber cap. Here where we have small space where we can fill some liquids in that rubber cap. Okay, now what to do? Insert two pins through the rubber cap. The copper pins or some metal pins. Insert two metal pins through the cap. Okay, where they should be fair close to each other, but they should not take care that they should not touch each other. Okay, now what to do? This one end, with the help of a connecting wires, connect to one end of the battery, and the other end of the battery connected to one LED. Connect to the LED. Okay, connect to the LED. Now, as there is a gap in between these two pins, it is an open circuit. It is an open circuit. We notice that even though the connections are proper, as it is an open circuit, the bulb doesn't glow. The bulb will not glow. Now, what do you do? In order to check the connectivity everything is good, okay, with the help of the fingers, touch these two pins. To make sure that all the connections are good and battery and LED is working properly. Okay, so touch these pins. If the bulb glows, the connections are good and everything is good. If the bulb doesn't glow, check the connectivity and check the battery and replace the battery or the LED and make sure that even though the connection is very good. Now what you do, in this space of the cap, add some distilled water. At the first case, add the samples, one by one samples you add. The first case you add some distilled water and check whether the bulb glows or not. Okay, and remove the pins and clean that cap and insert drinking water and check whether the bulb glows or not. Again, remove the drinking water and add some milk and check whether the bulb glows or not. And remove that milk and clean that cap and add some vinegar. Check whether the bulb glows or not. Okay. In each case of that, okay, the liquid which allows the electricity to pass through them and makes the bulb to glow are called as liquid conductors, electric conductors. They are the liquid electric conductors. And liquids that are not making the bulb to glow when they are added in this cap, if the bulb doesn't glow, and they are called as insulators or poor conductors of liquids. Okay. Now we are going to this is our procedure, and what is our observation? Okay, what did we observe from this activity? We are going to fill in the table number 2 in page number 121 according to my textbook. This is page number 121. Table 2 we are talking about. Table 2. All of you can take that. Okay. So we have 4 columns. Here we have 4 different columns. Okay, serial number and the liquid sample what we will take. Okay, liquid samples, whether the LED glows or not. LED glows yes or no. LED glows yes or no has been given. Or good conductor or bad conductor. As such we did in the first activity. Okay, the first one, it's serial number 1, it is being given as distilled water. Okay, distilled water, the bulb does not glow. Okay, it's a bad conductor. Number 2, drinking water. Drinking water, yes, the bulb glows. It's a good conductor. Is it fine? I hope you understand the content. The liquids, these are still liquid. Distilled water we added in the cap, the bulb doesn't glow. We removed that. We added the drinking water, we noticed that the bulb glows. We added the coconut oil. Okay, the bulb doesn't glow, so it's a bad conductor. The bulb doesn't glow, it's a bad conductor. Anything we can add. Our lemon juice, fourth one, lemon juice. Lemon juice, yes, the bulb glows, it's a good conductor. If you talk about lemon juice, the bulb glows, it's a, okay. And if you talk about the kerosene, no, the bulb glows, no, the bulb doesn't glow. It's a bad conductor. Okay, now if you talk about vinegar, okay, vinegar, if you talk about vinegar, it's, yes, the bulb glows, it's a very good conductor, it's a good conductor. Seventh one, if you talk about milk, no, the bulb doesn't glow, it's a bad conductor. Okay, eighth one, if you add a salt solution, yes, the bulb glows. It's a good conductor. Now, this is the observation in our table, in our activity 2. So, what is the conclusion? Distilled water is a pure form of water where it doesn't contain any minerals and salts. It doesn't contain any minerals and salts or any acids. Okay, it's a neutral substance. Neither it is a acid, nor it is a base, or not it is a salt, or nor it contains any minerals. As it is a neutral substance, as it doesn't contain any minerals, so like it will not allow the electric current to pass to them, so it is called as a bad conductor. And where the drinking water consists of some salts and minerals, that presence of salts and minerals allow the electric current to pass to them. Okay, so they are acting like a good conductors. The presence of salts and minerals, or the possessing of acid or basic nature or the salt nature of the liquid makes or acts them as a good conductor, where the absence of the salt, acids or the minerals and the basic nature, it is going to give as bad conductors, poor conductors and all. Okay, in short, presence of minerals and salts, the liquid is a good conductor. Okay, absence of minerals and salts is a bad conductor. See, initially we are touching this without pouring any liquid. We are touching these pins to make sure that the connection is good. Okay, the connection is good. That is necessary because the bulb or the battery is not working, or the LED is not working, the connection is not proper. Instead of checking, our observation or conclusion might differ if that they are not working properly. So to avoid that, we are going to change this. We are going to check this, and based on our observation, to avoid the confusion, we are going to check this tester. This we call as tester. You can call as the tester to check for the liquid conductivity, electric conductivity of liquids, and we concluded this conclusion. Okay. This is a small activity, we know. Okay, so among this, distilled water is a neutral substance and it's a bad conductor. Coconut oil is a bad conductor. Okay, kerosene is a bad conductor. Milk is a bad conductor. Whereas drinking water, lemon juice, vinegar, and salt solution are acts as good conductor. So based on this conclusion, or based on the conclusion of this activity 2, some liquids are considered as electric conductors. Some liquids are not, they are insulators. Okay, so this is the small conclusion about the activity 2. Activity 3 we are going to discuss in the next class. Part 2 we are going to talk about a very good and interesting discussion about that. What makes the electric liquids to allow the electricity to pass through them. That is what we are going to discuss in that next video, the part 2 that we are going to post. You are going to get tomorrow. I hope you got some clarity about what are the conductors and what are the insulators, and what are the liquid conductors and what are the liquid insulators, what are the liquid poor conductors or bad conductors. Okay, keep smiling all of you. Thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe our channel to get more motivation to post good videos which are going to help to you. Okay, thank you all of you. Keep smiling. Bye bye.